From Del Mar to Middletown, Bombay Hook to the Brandywine, Dover to Wilmington. This is the Caesar Rodney Institute Policy Podcast. Today, CRI Communications Director Sam Friedman talks with Bryant Richardson, Delaware State Senator for the 21st District. Here's Sam.
Your first-term state senator, how would you have described your first term?
I spent a lot of time learning all that I could. I attended the Joint Finance Committee meetings, the Bond Bill Committee meetings, which really aren't required. And many times I was the only senator there and legislator there that wasn't on one of those committees.
Talk about your first piece of legislation that you got passed.
Okay, the first bill dealt with the election in Laurel, and as it is with tradition in the Senate with the first bill, you get kind of harassed a little bit, asked some questions that are kind of off the wall. But it's good to get that under my belt, get that out of the way. I'm glad to get that under my belt.
The thing on everybody's mind that happened this year was the budget and the whole issue of down to the wire, the fact that a lot of settlement money was used to essentially patch up the budget, the fact that that not only was the budget not cut, but in fact it grew. Bryant, what was your position as a senator looking in on the process, and what do you think it was that maybe didn't persuade your colleagues to cut down the budget or deal with it in another way?
The budget process is so involved. It takes so much time to fully understand where the money comes from, where it's going, what programs are effective, and even though I sat in on the Joint Finance Committee meetings and the Bond Bill Committee meetings, you still going to get kind of a superficial understanding of what the money needs are. What I really feel needs to be done is I feel that these programs need to be really looked at closely so that we make sure that Delaware is using the best practices to get the most value out of their dollar for the taxpayers. As far as the budget itself, the budget process itself, when we didn't vote on the final budget until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning on July 1, you know that you aren't going to know all the details of what's going into that budget, and you have to trust the people who have been involved in the process to do the right thing. And I think with their our Senate representation on the Bond Bill Committee and on the Joint Finance Committee, that we have people that really look out for the best interests of the taxpayers as best they could, because we are a minority party.
What are some things that you personally would like to see the General Assembly get done in the next year that would help Delaware improve its business climate and move towards a more sustainable future economically? Well,
the governor, through Executive Order 47, ordered the revenue streams to be looked at. And, I read that report. It was, 68-page report that came out from that task force. I would like to see more attention paid to the spending side of the budget, make sure that we are, spending our money effectively. One of the things that I took the initiative on my own to look at was the recidivism rate in Delaware, thinking that there's one area that we can save some money, maybe do a little bit to restore some people who've gone in the wrong direction to get them back in the right direction so they don't end up back in jail. And once I started working with the attorney, and I started working with Bill Cook and others to get that bill actually a joint resolution ready, and at the last minute I found out that the governor had done something similar 3 years ago, asked for the same kind of report. So I spoke to the Department of Corrections, and I started a dialogue with him, but I want to look closer at what's going on in the prison system and make sure that we do all we can to make sure that the people who are in prison, once they get out, have an opportunity to become taxpayers instead of a couple of years later end up back in jail and become a tax burden.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Senator, for your time.
Okay. You're certainly welcome.
That was Bryant Richardson, State Senator for Delaware's 21st District. You've been listening to the Caesar Rodney Institute Impact Delaware Policy Podcast. Visit our website, caesarrodney.org, for the latest columns, research, and events on issues affecting you. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our episode archive. I'm Sam Friedman. Thanks for joining us, and have a great rest of your day.